Alright, so after this spot, the wires are looking a little bit better here. There's still some meltage. We want to get to a spot where there's no meltage. You know, that's a ground wire there. So don't really care about that. But here's the purple and gray, or violet and gray. That's the one that got really hot, and you can see it's fused. Here it looks pretty free. So I think if we cut it, you know, I'll just go up the line and keep kind of peeling it back. It's basically fused all the way to here. Find a good spot to snip it and then test for a short going that way. Okay, so with the BCM unplugged, let's check for a short. Got our test lights right here. So here are the two wires for the power lock. So this one, here the lock's working, so this is the unlock for the passenger doors. So that's not shorted anymore. What about the all lock? Look, it's still shorted out. So maybe that was the root cause of the problem. Perhaps. So when this thing, because he said the unlock feature didn't work and the lock did, or something like that, initially. So somewhere this is shorted to ground still. Where could that be? Let's undo all the doors again. It's easy enough to do. And keep checking for a short to ground on this wire. Hard short to ground. Interesting. I'm going to plug the other two passenger doors. Still shorted. All the doors are unplugged. We're sure the gray and brown wire, right? That's the one. That's this one. Gray with brown stripe. Short it to ground. Where does it go? Somewhere under the seat, looks like. Probably crosses over to the BCM. Alright, so this is turning into an interesting case study on finding short circuits. So we're connected the test light at the left rear door lock actuator. So this side is now okay. We separated that. We send power to that. It'll actually energizes the right front and the right rear door locks. But we connect test light to here from B positive, and it lights up. That means there's a short to ground somewhere from here anywhere on this tree. It goes to 26, it goes to the door lock actuators on all the doors. So we disconnected all the doors, so cut that, cut that. So actually we're connected right here with our test light from battery positive. And cut that. Obviously this is all melted. Melt. And we have a test light, bright, direct short circuit to ground. Okay, there's a splice S302, and the physical harness, this is on the left rear. It goes under the front seats here and then to the BCM. So I found the two wires that are gray and brown. One of them comes from the left side of the truck, the other one goes to the right rear door. Okay, so I just have them both in an amp clamp, and let's re-zero it. And I'm going to this is basically the power for my test light. So if I take away the power, look, minus 0.9 amps. Plug it back in, 0. So that's a 1 amp test light, so the current is going through the amp clamp. Now, let's just go around one wire, just this one, and again, we can unplug the test light, re-zero the amp clamp, so it's showing 0 amps, plug the test light back in, 1 amp. So the current is going all the way here, somewhere to the BCM. Let's, we're close to finding the short circuit. You know, the connector's unplugged. That's right here. Here's the main harness. Goes through here. And let's get the test light over here so we can actually see. If we wiggle something and the short goes away, we want to know that it went away. You know, is there some meltage in here, perhaps? We're close. Alright, so test lights, I just connect them here so we can see them while we wiggle the harness. So there's a short to ground somewhere on this wire. Current is going that way towards the BCM. So we have to be really close to the problem. Oh no. I think I see something bad. You guys see that melted conduit? Crap. We got meltage going all the way to the BCM, huh? Not good. See how that wire got real hot? Well, I'm going to peel back this tape, see what's going on. Not looking good. We got meltage all the way. All the way. How is this possible? How did the entire wire heat up so... I mean, it had to be a constant current flow, right? Look, this is all melted. I don't even know what this... What is this? Purple with a black? I can't believe that all the other stuff in the truck works. It's just the door locks. Well, I think I'm pretty close because I was wiggling the wires right here and the light bulbs kind of turned off for a second. Oh, there they go. Just keep going. We'll just keep going. Oh man. This is really unfortunate. Still shorted. Unshorted. So you know there's going to be a short right in here. I guess having your door locks work is a first world problem. Truck still runs fine, 250,000 miles, no complaints there. Still shorted. Is it going to be shorted right here where all three wires, it looks like, I don't know what that purple, oh, I'll separate it from, yep, that's somewhere in here. Wow. Okay. So that was our short. I don't know what to do. Wrap some of this stuff up, leave that door unplugged. Everything will work because it's not a hot at all time circuit. If worst case scenario, it'll blow the fuse or melt more wires, I guess. This is crazy. It's like you can't even tell which wire is which. Oh boy. Can't even separate them. I know there's 3 wires here. Yeah. So how do we explain this carnage? The only way I can explain it is there must have been an extended current draw on the door lock circuit, but it has to be less than 20 amps because it would have blown the fuse. You know, and these black and violet wires, I looked those up, pins 25 and 16, those are just grounds. So this purple and gray wire, the violet and gray, the unlock for the passengers, that must have had a power feed from the BCM for an extended amount of time, and then it heated up and shorted to ground and finally popped the fuse. So, and cooked the that door lock over there. So, you know, my question is, why did the relay get stuck on? This built-in relay in the fuse box, non-serviceable. You know, if it goes boom, it got stuck on, so he kept feeding power to here, pin 31, and finally it melted one of the harnesses. I just don't know. So the customer said he would like at least 3 of the 4 doors to work. He doesn't want to spend a fortune on this truck, so we're going to wrap up this melted spot, and we're just going to cut off all the melted wires on that door. Power window should still work, but that lock will not work. If he wants to restore that later, that's always a possibility, but we're just going to do what we can, no parts required right here. So step 1 is to wrap up the hot wires so they don't short out. The ground wires we can just leave alone because they're ground, and then we'll focus on the left rear door over there. Alright, so the strategy for the left rear door is to salvage the wires that are still in one piece, as in not melted or shorted together. So that's these fatter ones for the power windows. So there's 5 wires total here, so I'll wrap those up separate. They're undamaged. And then the power lock wires, I cut both of them at different spots. They don't short together, obviously. Just tied them off right here so they're dead end. And then we have how many more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more wires that I'm just going to cut off and dead end, and that'll be the solution here, because we don't care about heated seats or cooled seats or whatever. You can live without the speaker. I think that'll be a good solution. Alright, so a lot of electrical tape here, but we're almost there. So the power window wires are left intact. There's a ground and also a power feed to the heated seat buttons, which is not going to be used. Then I isolated the cut-off wires right here so they wouldn't actually short out in the bad part of the harness. And then these tweeter wires and the power lock wires, they're basically dead in the water, so I just left the harness here for future reference for the wiring colors. And the last wire that I want to fix is the door ajar. So I wrapped that one separately, separated out, and I just want to solder it back to right here. And then we'll see if, you know, the truck is happy, thinks all the doors are closed. This power step should lift right up, because the owner said that when you open the left rear door, the step would not come down. Well, yeah, because the door ajar switch wasn't working, and the truck never knew that the left rear door was open. So let me finish up this wire, and we'll plug everything in, and we'll do a manual check of how much current is being drawn by the 3 door lock actuators that are still left on the truck. We don't want any overcurrent situations. And then I think I'm going to put in a 10 amp fuse instead of a 20 amp fuse on that circuit. So we don't want to melt more wires. Alright, here's the moment of truth. So everything's plugged in. Let's just manually, through a 5 amp test light, go to the passenger's unlock and lock circuits. So this should lock all the doors, and we'll see how much current's being drawn. I guess I should plug this door in right here. Okay, let's try that again. So 3 amps. Now let's reverse the leads. Go in here and go backwards. Yep. So these 2 doors are now active, no more shorts. So now let's plug it into the BCM, hit the button, and we'll install a 10 amp fuse. Make sure there's nothing crazy going on. Alright, here we go. So we're going through a 5 amp test light. Unlock. Why is the BCM not responding? So that works. That works. So the door jar stuff works fine, but nothing from the door lock switches. How about that? What changed? Okay, my test lamp wasn't making a good connection at the fuse box. Let's try again. It works. Everything except for the left rear door. So, door jar's fixed. 3 of 4 power locks enabled. Let's pop in a 10 amp fuse in there and tell the owner it's as good as it's gonna get without replacing any parts. And I'll tell him if you smell anything burning, just pull that fuse out. Hopefully 10 amps won't fry any more wires and the fuse will blow before anything bad happens. Alright, did a full code clear. The only code stored in the BCM is camera module. So I think we're good. Make sure the radio works. Oh, he's got some nice sound there. So I think the owner will be pleased with the results. If he wants to restore the left rear power door lock, we'll have to go inside the door, make sure the wiring in there isn't melted, replace the door lock actuator. That's an open circuit. Is that what caused the whole meltdown? Again, it's still a mystery to me how the whole harness, that circuit, melted. Fuse didn't protect it. You know, the door lock actuator should be drawing 2 amps even if you just send the power and keep it on. Can't explain it, but hopefully our repairs will last a while. Keep you guys posted. So power locks meltdown on the PowerStroke, but not the end of the world, I guess. If you went to the dealer, they would have totaled the truck. It would need a whole new body harness. Tear the whole truck apart. I mean, it would be a disaster. So we repaired what the key components. Let's make sure the power windows work. Yep, power window works fine. Make sure this switch works here. That's great. So this lock is now manual, but otherwise lock, unlock, all those work. Let's make sure the key fob works. Yep. So I think the customer will be pleased with that. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.